What is Ohm's law?
Ohm's law states that V equals IR, where V is voltage, volts, I is current, amps, and R is resistance, ohms.
How do you calculate current using Ohm's law?
I equals V/R. Current equals voltage divided by resistance.
How do you calculate resistance using Ohm's law?
R equals V/I. Resistance equals voltage divided by current.
What is the unit of electrical resistance?
The ohm symbol, named after George Simon Ohm.
What is electrical power in terms of voltage and current?
P equals 6, where P is power in watts, V is voltage, and I is current.
Express electrical power using Ohm's law substitutions.
P equals I squared R, or P equals V superscript 2/R, derived by substituting Ohm's law into P equals 6.
What is Kirchhoff's current law, KCL?
The sum of all currents entering a node equals the sum of all currents leaving that node, sigma I_in equals sigma I_out.
What is Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL?
The sum of all voltage drops around any closed loop in a circuit equals 0, sigma V equals 0.
What principle does KCL rely on?
Conservation of charge. Charge cannot accumulate at a node in a circuit.
What principle does KVL rely on?
Conservation of energy. The total energy gained equals the total energy lost around a closed loop.
What is the difference between DC and AC current?
DC, direct current, flows in one constant direction. AC, alternating current, periodically reverses direction.
What is the standard household AC frequency in the United States?
60 Hz. The voltage alternates at 60 cycles per second.
What is the standard household AC frequency in Europe?
50 Hz. The voltage alternates at 50 cycles per second.
What is the RMS value of an AC sine wave?
V_RMS equals V_peak/square root 2 is almost equal to 0.707 times V_peak. It represents the equivalent DC voltage for power delivery.
What is the peak voltage of a 120 V RMS AC supply?
V_peak equals 120 times square root 2 is almost equal to 169.7 V.
How are resistors combined in series?
R_total equals R plus R2 plus R3 plus. Resistances add directly in series.
How are resistors combined in parallel?
1/R_total equals 1/R plus 1/R2 plus 1/R3 plus. The reciprocals of resistances add.
What is a voltage divider?
A circuit where V_out equals V_in times R2/R plus R2, used to produce a fraction of the input voltage.
What is a capacitor?
A passive component that stores energy in an electric field between two conductive plates separated by a dielectric.
What is the unit of capacitance?
The farad, F, defined as 1 coulomb per volt.
What is the relationship between charge, capacitance, and voltage?
Q equals CV, where Q is charge in coulombs, C is capacitance, and V is voltage.
What is the energy stored in a capacitor?
E equals 1/2 CV superscript 2, where C is capacitance and V is voltage across the capacitor.
How does a capacitor behave in a DC steady-state circuit?
It acts as an open circuit, no current flows once the capacitor is fully charged.
How are capacitors combined in parallel?
C_total equals C plus C2 plus C3 plus. Capacitances add directly in parallel.
How are capacitors combined in series?
1/C_total equals 1/C plus 1/C2 plus 1/C3 plus. The reciprocals of capacitances add.
What is the impedance of a capacitor at frequency omega?
Z_C equals 1 slash J omega C, where J is the imaginary unit and omega is angular frequency.
What is an inductor?
A passive component that stores energy in a magnetic field, typically a coil of wire.
What is the unit of inductance?
The Henry, H, defined as 1 volt-second per ampere.
What is the energy stored in an inductor?
E equals 1/2 Li superscript 2, where L is inductance and I is current through the inductor.
How does an inductor behave in a DC steady-state circuit?
It acts as a short circuit. It passes DC current with zero impedance once current is stable.
What is the impedance of an inductor at frequency omega?
Z_L equals J omega L, where J is the imaginary unit and omega is angular frequency.
How are inductors combined in series?
L_total equals L plus L2 plus L3 plus. Inductances add directly in series, assuming no mutual coupling.
How are inductors combined in parallel?
1/L_total equals 1/L plus 1/L2 plus 1/L3 plus. The reciprocals of inductances add.
What is the time constant of an RC circuit?
Tau equals RC, measured in seconds. It is the time for voltage to reach 63.2% of its final value.
What is the time constant of an RL circuit?
Tau equals L/R, measured in seconds. It is the time for current to reach 63.2% of its final value.
What is the resonant frequency of an LC circuit?
F equals 1/2 pi square root LC. At this frequency, inductive and capacitive reactances cancel.
What is a transistor?
A semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electronic signals and electrical power.
What are the two main types of transistors?
BJT, bipolar junction transistor, and MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor.
What are the three terminals of a BJT?
Base, collector, and emitter.
What are the three terminals of a MOSFET?
Gate, drain, and source.
What are the two types of BJT?
NPN and PNP. NPN is controlled by positive base current, PNP by negative.
What is the current gain, beta, of a BJT?
Beta equals I_C/I_B, the ratio of collector current to base current. Typical values range from 50 to 300.
How does a MOSFET differ from a BJT in control mechanism?
A MOSFET is voltage-controlled, gate voltage, while a BJT is current-controlled, base current.
What are the three operating regions of a MOSFET?
Cutoff, off, triode/linear, resistive, and saturation, constant current/amplification.
What is the threshold voltage, V_TH, of a MOSFET?
The minimum gate-to-source voltage required to create a conducting channel between drain and source.
What is an operational amplifier, op-amp?
A high-gain differential voltage amplifier with inverting, minus, and non-inverting, plus, inputs and a single output.
What are the two golden rules of an ideal op-amp with negative feedback?
1. No current flows into the inputs, infinite input impedance. 2. The voltage difference between inputs is 0, V plus equals V minus.
What is the gain of an inverting op-amp configuration?
A_V equals minus R_F/R_in, where R_F is the feedback resistor and R_in is the input resistor.
What is the gain of a non-inverting op-amp configuration?
A_V equals 1 plus R_F/R_in, where R_F is the feedback resistor and R_in is the ground-connected resistor.
What is a voltage follower, buffer, op-amp circuit?
An op-amp with output connected directly to the inverting input, gain equals 1, providing impedance matching.
What is the gain bandwidth product, GBP, of an op-amp?
A constant equal to open-loop gain times bandwidth. As gain increases, bandwidth decreases proportionally.
What is a summing amplifier?
An inverting op-amp circuit that outputs the weighted sum of multiple input voltages, V_out equals minus R_f, V/R plus V2/R2 plus.
What is a comparator?
An op-amp used without feedback that outputs high or low depending on which input is greater.
What does an AND gate do?
Outputs 1 only when all inputs are 1. Boolean expression, y equals AB.
What does an OR gate do?
Outputs 1 when at least one input is 1. Boolean expression, y equals A plus B.
What does a NOT gate, inverter, do?
Outputs the complement of the input. Boolean expression, y equals A.
What does a NAND gate do?
Outputs 0 only when all inputs are 1. It is the complement of AND, y equals AB.
What does a NOR gate do?
Outputs 1 only when all inputs are 0. It is the complement of OR, y equals A plus B.
What does an XOR gate do?
Outputs 1 when inputs are different. Boolean expression, y equals A circle plus B.
Why is the NAND gate called a universal gate?
Any Boolean function can be implemented using only NAND gates, including AND, OR, and NOT.
What is De Morgan's first theorem?
AB equals A plus B. The complement of a product equals the sum of the complements.
What is De Morgan's second theorem?
A plus B equals AB. The complement of a sum equals the product of the complements.
What is a flip-flop in digital electronics?
A bistable circuit that stores one bit of data, toggling between two stable states, 0 or 1.
What is the difference between a latch and a flip-flop?
A latch is level-triggered, responds while clock is high/low. A flip-flop is edge-triggered, responds on clock transitions.
What is a multiplexer, MUX?
A combinational circuit that selects one of many inputs and forwards it to a single output based on select lines.
What is the purpose of an ADC?
An analog-to-digital converter transforms continuous analog signals into discrete digital values.
What is the purpose of a DAC?
A digital-to-analog converter transforms discrete digital values into continuous analog signals.
What is three-phase power?
A system using 3 AC voltages offset by 120 degrees, providing constant power delivery and efficient transmission.
What is the advantage of three-phase over single-phase power?
Three-phase delivers more power with less conductor material and produces a constant, non-pulsating, power output.
What is a transformer?
A device that transfers AC electrical energy between circuits via electromagnetic induction, changing voltage levels.
What is the transformer voltage ratio equation?
V/V2 equals N/N2, where N is the number of turns. More secondary turns means higher output voltage.
What is the power factor?
PF equals cos theta, the ratio of real power to apparent power. A PF of 1 means all power is useful.
What is real, active, power?
Power actually consumed by the load, measured in watts, W, P equals 6 cos theta.
What is reactive power?
Power stored and released by inductors/capacitors, measured in voltamperes. Reactive, var, Q equals 6 sin theta.
What is apparent power?
The product of RMS voltage and current, S equals 6, measured in voltamperes, VA. related by S superscript 2 equals P superscript 2 plus Q superscript 2.
Why is power factor correction important?
Low power factor increases current draw and transmission losses. Correction, often via capacitors, reduces wasted energy.
What is the Nyquist sampling theorem?
A signal must be sampled at least twice its highest frequency, 2f_max, to be accurately reconstructed.
What is aliasing in signal processing?
Distortion that occurs when a signal is sampled below the Nyquist rate, causing high frequencies to appear as lower frequencies.
What is a Fourier transform?
A mathematical tool that decomposes a signal into its constituent sinusoidal frequencies, frequency domain representation.
What is the difference between DFT and FFT?
The FFT is an efficient algorithm to compute the DFT, discrete Fourier transform, reducing complexity from O, n superscript 2, to O, n log n.
What is a low-pass filter?
A filter that passes frequencies below a cutoff frequency and attenuates higher frequencies.
What is a high-pass filter?
A filter that passes frequencies above a cutoff frequency and attenuates lower frequencies.
What is the cutoff frequency of a simple RC low-pass filter?
f_c equals 1/2 pi RC. At this frequency the output is -3 dB, is almost equal to 70.7% of the input.
What is a bandpass filter?
A filter that passes frequencies within a specific range and attenuates frequencies outside that range.
What does -3 dB mean in filter design?
It is the half power point where output power is half the input power, and voltage is almost equal to 70.7% of maximum.
What is Coulomb's law?
The force between 2-point charges, F equals kqqq/r superscript 2, where k is almost equal to 8.99 times 10 nm superscript 2/c superscript 2.
What is Gauss's law?
The total electric flux through a closed surface equals the enclosed charge divided by epsilon, conterintegral E d equals q_anc/epsilon.
What is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction?
A changing magnetic flux through a loop induces an EMF, epsilon equals -d∅_b/dt. The negative sign reflects Lenz's law.
What is Lenz's law?
The direction of an induced current is such that it opposes the change in magnetic flux that produced it.
What is Ampere's law, with Maxwell's correction?
Conterintegral B dl equals mu, I_anc plus epsilon d∅_e/dt. Relates magnetic field around a loop to current and changing electric flux.
What are Maxwell's four equations?
Gauss's law, E, Gauss's law, B, no magnetic monopoles, Faraday's law, and Ampere-Maxwell law.
What is the speed of electromagnetic waves in vacuum?
C equals 1/square root, mu epsilon, is almost equal to 3 times 10 m/s, derived from Maxwell's equations.
What is impedance?
The total opposition to AC current flow, combining resistance and reactance, Z equals R plus JX, measured in ohms.
What is the quality factor, Q, of a resonant circuit?
Q equals F/delta F, center frequency/bandwidth. Higher Q means a sharper, more selective resonance peak.
What is a Thevenin equivalent circuit?
Any linear circuit can be replaced by a single voltage source V_Th in series with a resistance R_Th.
What is a Norton equivalent circuit?
Any linear circuit can be replaced by a single current source I_N in parallel with a resistance R_N.
What is the relationship between Thevenin and Norton equivalence?
V_Th equals I_N times R_N and R_Th equals R_N. They are interconvertible.
What is the superposition theorem?
In a linear circuit with multiple sources, the response is the algebraic sum of responses caused by each source acting alone.
What is the maximum power transfer theorem?
Maximum power is delivered to a load when R_load equals R_source, or Z_load equals Z_source asterisk for AC circuits.
What is a Wheatstone bridge?
A circuit of 4 resistors used to precisely measure unknown resistance, balanced when R/R2 equals R3/R4.